For Ryan.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, you recall that you joined me and other of our female colleagues recently at the Pacific Women's Parliamentary Partnership Forum in Suva, along with other female members of Parliament from the Pacific area. Unfortunately, our sisters from Bougainville couldn't join us because they're undergoing elections. Well, Madam Deputy Speaker, I'm sure that you will join with me in celebrating the news today that Bougainville has handed down a landmark decision for women's equality by electing for the first time a woman in an open constituency seat. And it is truly good news for the women of Bougainville. As we know, they have 3 reserved seats for women and 3 for the ex-combatants. But this time the women fielded 35 candidates in total, and 12 of them took on the men in the open seats. Now, it's a very interesting dilemma. I was talking to the women when I joined the Australian contingent for observing the Bougainville elections recently, and they said the problem when you reserve seats for women is that the men think the women should only have those seats, and in some cases only women should be allowed to vote for women in those seats, and the men can have all the others. So they're very torn about whether they keep the reserve seats or they continue with their fight to take on the men. So, as I said, we had 12 women running for the open seats, and one of them has been elected. Importantly, the 3 new politicians are Helen Siumana, Marceline Kokia, Isabel Peter, and in the open seat, Josephine Getzi. Josephine won the seat of Peter, a seat that was contested by both women and men in Bougainville. The election doubled the number of women ran in open seats compared to the last one in 2010. And I pay particular commendation to the Bougainville Women's Federation, who supported the women running in the election and were supported in turn by the International Women's Development Agency, who provided leadership training in the election lead-up to encourage and support women candidates. This initiative was funded by the Netherlands government's Funding Leadership and Opportunities for Women, the FLOW, F-L-O-W program, as well as the Canada Fund. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, as you're aware, Australia has always been supportive of our sisters in Bougainville. Women's underrepresentation is still an issue, and it does inhibit gender equality within any society. Newly elected candidate Josephine Getzi participated in the FLOW-funded workshops, including the leadership training for intending candidates and 2 mock parliament trainings. But now Josephine says she's now gone from a nobody to a somebody. Congratulations, ladies. We look forward to welcoming you to Brisbane and Queensland.
And I share with the member for Ryan her excitement at that election result. The member for Greenlaw has